Okay, welcome to the driveway. I am literally right on the side of the highway. I just wanted to show you a little bit about alternative Atlatl darts on the cheap and easy. This is a landscaping tree. It was a pear tree actually. It actually made pears, but it shifted in the ground and the whole thing ended up falling over and I had to cut it down. And these stems grew, these shoots. It's trying to recover, and I cut off 1, 2, 3 of them. And it turns out that they make really good Atlatl darts even when they're not fletched, and I want to show you a little bit about that. So, what I'm here talking about, the Atlatl throwing that I got into about a month ago. It's been crazy. I've just really enjoyed this hobby. I started with this kind of dart. It's just a piece of pine that I sanded down round. I took a 2x4, split it up into small square stock and 3/4 by 3/4 inch, and then I rounded the edges. No flexibility, but it's fun to throw. They break a lot, so I would get a hardwood if I was going to make them like that. And then I went to the river cane. Still got what I call a thump head on here, but you can put points, and I've done that a few times. Started with a little bit of fletching. This first one I had done duct tape fletching. Real crude. It's torn up pretty bad, but this is a real crude example of turkey feather fletching. I'm getting a lot better at that, but this is river cane, and you can see it has some flexibility. But if you go like this, you can get a little bit of a wom 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 wom. You can bend it a little bit, and that comes in handy. That really helps with accuracy. But what I've noticed was without fletching, the end just goes that way. But the other day, I did take a couple of seconds of video a few minutes ago of what I had done. I found an old pear tree that had fallen down, and I'd had to cut off at the roots pretty much, and it was shooting up new growth. And it's been there a couple of years, so new growth over that amount of time. But it had fairly straight stems coming up, and I don't want that tree to grow back there. Not the way it was trying to do, so I cut them off, and then I experimented a little bit, and they make really good Atlatl darts even without processing. I haven't even taken the little stems off. I mean, it's just I rounded out the tip and I rounded out the end. Now, this is a different kind of Atlatl. Instead of using one with the spur, like this style, where you hold like this and you set your dart in, like this one has a little hollow end, and you set it in and you throw that way. I've started making my Atlatls with these little cups in them, and I like it a lot better because the natural materials I find, even though river cane is hollow, the small end that I actually use as the butt of the dart is generally too small, what grows around here, for a spur to fit into. And so I can kind of lodge it underneath and still use this one, but I don't like to do that. So I got into using this little cup, and for a while I thought maybe it was my idea and I was smart. But no, I saw a video, some anthropologist was talking about this, and he said that cups were used. The spur is more common. I'm not sure why that would be, though. I think maybe they just haven't found as many. These Atlatls don't last for thousands of years. They're wooden generally. When they do find them, they're in pieces, and of course that bone spur or whatever they use for that spur might last a little longer than the wood, so maybe they're just finding those. But that's how I throw with these. It goes into that little cup. Again, some of these other Atlatls have spurs built in, and this one has a cup. You can see the difference. Whereas a hollow dart would fit onto that spur, this one, the dart would fit into that. So with these pear limbs, I send it off the end, and it fits right in there. Now, again, the easiest dart you'll ever find. I just cut it off a tree and shave down the ends. We're going to see how it throws without fletching. I haven't had much luck without fletching with other kinds of darts. So I just want to show you this. I want to highlight this. And I think the reason they do so well is because the front is so much heavier than the end. But again, look at the flexibility on this. Pretty good flexibility. As they dry, I'll probably lose some of that. But I may actually go back and sand these darts too. But that's even better flexibility than the river cane. So let's see how they throw. 35, 40 feet. I just pasted off, nothing scientific about it. But I'll throw the big pine dart first. You've probably seen me throw this one already. Okay. And those heads on that are made so they don't penetrate real well. Now we'll throw the river cane. And this is my Atlatl that has a cup in it. Gotta watch for the cats here. Okay, so there's that. Now let's try one of these just raw limbs, green limbs, without any fletching. Almost hit right where the river cane one went. Let's do it again. Oh. Killed a worm on that one. Let's try again. So I mean, that's fair. If you were in a place where you didn't have time to do a proper fletching job, they work pretty good because they're so front end heavy. And I just wanted to illustrate that. I'm still learning about all this. It's fascinating to me, and I am as newbie as you can get on this. But what fun building an Atlatl. Practice with some different kinds of darts and fletching and foreshafts, and you're going to have a great time. This is a hobby to beat all hobbies. That one did good. They do well. For no processing, they do pretty well. Do pretty well indeed. Pretty good. Love that little cup instead of the spur. Really prefer that.